James Ketchell. And James, you've also got there to the top. What's it like? What's it like to be there?
It's a lot of hard work. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur, really. You're very tired, you're on oxygen, you're going from Camp 4 up to the summit through the night, so it's dark, you've only got your head torch illuminating the area in front of you. The hours just drift by. Then all of a sudden the sun just starts coming up, and then this sheer mountain just opens up in front of you, and you just cannot grasp the sheer scale of it until you're really there.
Is it true there's a ladder there to help you on the last bit?
Absolutely not. No, there is no ladder taking you up over the Hillary step.
They're planning this, I think, because it's so busy. A lot of people think that you'd be there emerging, the only one reaching the top, but because of the number of people doing it now, they're thinking they might have to bring in a ladder.
Well, it's a really interesting one, because I summited 2 years ago, and when I was there, it was just myself and my Sherpa on the summit. I think the day that I summited, it was the 16th of May. There was only about 50 people that summited that day. So you see these photos in the paper of hundreds of people climbing. It's not always like that.
But James, your story is completely different from Stephen, who we spoke to there.
Yeah,
what was your motivation? Tell us why you did it. What's the story behind your climb?
Why did I climb? It's very bizarre, and I'm a true believer in one opportunity. Things come out of that, and turning the clocks back 4 years ago, I rode across the Atlantic Ocean, and it was whilst I was preparing for that, I met a very good friend of mine who was a very accomplished climber, and he said to me, would you like to come out to Everest? Now, I've climbed before, but I've never been above 8,000 metres, so I went out with him the year before I summited and got a little bit of experience, and it all just kind of really came together for me. Yeah. And it was just, I suppose, really the challenge, and then actually it was going out there, I realised in the end, it had nothing to do about climbing the world's highest mountain. It was about being with the local Sherpas, the local people. It's just an
Could you believe that fight story there was a few weeks ago?
Well, what you got to remember is, Sherpas are taking control now on the mountain. I mean, no one can really summit Everest without Sherpas unless you're a very, very high-level skilled mountaineer. And the vast majority of people on Everest now probably don't come up to that kind of standard.
That was the challenge for you. The lady beside you there, she had a mad idea for a honeymoon. You've got to hear this. You really got to hear this.
I like mad ideas.
Really hear
well, we were going to Tanzania for our honeymoon, and it always quite tempted me, the idea of doing some big challenges and stuff. Yeah. I want to swim the channel at some point, and we decided Kilimanjaro would be a fun way to spend our honeymoon until my husband...
I could think of more fun ways to spend a honeymoon personally.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah, it was going to be fantastic, but we realised we haven't got quite long enough, and especially when you factor in the altitude sickness and the chances... a lot of people are making this sound sort of quite easy almost, that you can just get up to Everest.
It's
not easy. And my husband realised 3 knee reconstructions later, his knees probably wouldn't.
Look, we've got to say goodbye to James, because this man, he never sits still. In a month's time, he's going to go 18,000 miles from somewhere in New Zealand right across to San Francisco. Could you imagine sponsoring him £1 a mile for that sort of thing? Good luck with you on that as well, James. Lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed. We're going to hit the break. We are